Senator Lujan, how about Senator Whitehouse? You're here.
Thank you, Chairman. I'll call up Whitehouse 1, which repeals the effort to undo the proposed methane fee. Can I start with the proposition that this is leaks? This is oil and gas companies not maintaining their pipelines, not maintaining their valves, not maintaining their wells, and causing methane, which is explosive and poisonous,
Y'all are doing good.
to be leaked. All they have to do is fix their damned equipment. We also know that they've been underreporting their methane leaks for years. For years. Now it turns out we can actually measure methane with satellites, and we know they were reporting about a quarter of their leakage. So this is not an industry that comes to this with clean hands.
Like 9 or 10.
This is basic clean up your own mess principles. All they have to do is fix their equipment to stop it. And by the way, the way this developed through the IRA, because of Senator Manchin's role in the fossil fuel industry, was that they got front-loaded, I think, $1.8 billion to clean all this up. And in return, they got this fee on leakage, which they could avoid by fixing their damn leaks with the $1.8 million to keep the money in their pockets, and now come back and try to undo this so they can keep spilling and leaking methane. Now we can catch them at it. We see it. The satellites show the methane. This is, there's a lot that I disagree with about climate stuff and the direction we're going. And I spoke in my opening statement about the dangers which are hitting our home insurance markets and which are going to translate into mortgage problems and property values problems and a whole economic cascade. But setting all that aside, this is just really dirty pool by this industry to ask all of you to allow them to maintain free leaks of poisonous explosive methane wherever they go. Find something else. There are better ways to do whatever you want to do in this reconciliation than letting it be free for these companies to leak. A lot of this is in your states. It's your folks who have to breathe this. It's your folks who get in explosions when they go off. For God's sake, please, let's at least say no with respect to this one thing.
Senator Lee, and I think Senator Kennedy also would like to make a comment, but Senator Lee first.
This amendment would strike the instructions going to EPW. And by striking those instructions, we would foreclose the opportunity there to recover wasteful spending to the tune of $1 billion, wasteful spending that was brought about by a party line vote in the Inflation Reduction Act a few years ago. Now, this was too high. It's brought about awful inflation, along with so many other things in that and other pieces of legislation that were passed during that time period, making it more expensive to buy everything from gas to groceries, everything from housing to health care. One of the reasons we need to do it, as we've talked about in this bill, our border has been overrun. Public safety threats are imminent, ongoing, and have been for a long time, as the previous administration's open doors policies have enriched international drug cartels to the tune of tens of billions of dollars as they've accelerated their human and drug trafficking operations into this country. So, yeah, we've got to figure out ways to pay for that, and this is one of many ways. The measure in question includes grants for things like environmental and climate justice. And so when we think about, speaking of things that involve cleaning up your own mess, we are cleaning up a mess left to us by Democrats, a twofold mess. An open border that we have to deal with now, and a messy set of spending measures that have proven very costly to the American people. I oppose this.
Senator Kennedy, would you like to say something very quick?
I would.
Okay.
I don't know how quickly I can say it. Sheldon, I think as I read your amendment, it's more than just about methane. And for what it's worth, I happen to agree with you about methane leaks, and I think we're doing a lot better. But what if we find a methane leak program that the Biden administration has funded that is bone deep stupid, and the money's being wasted? Just because it's about methane doesn't mean it's either effective or efficient. And this would prevent us from making commonsensical changes. That's why I've got to oppose it. That was quick.
Absolutely, yeah.
This is very clearly targeting one particular thing, which is the methane fee, which is putting a price on leaking methane so that they don't.
But how do you
So
know
they have a
that?
reason to do that.
How do you know that? How are you reading our minds?
It's pretty clear.
No, it's not.
It's pretty clear. When you look at the numbers, when you look at the instruction, and if I'm wrong, then I'll apologize to you, but let's just wait till this gets to EPW and I'll tell you this is where it's going to go. If you want right now to say, okay, we will lay off the methane fee, we will make these leakers fix their damned equipment so that 14 million homes worth of natural gas isn't just being vented into the air we breathe every single year because they're leaking and not maintaining their equipment. If you want to concede me that, if we'll take that off the table for EPW consideration, the chairman sits on EPW, he can help with that. I'm happy to pull this back. But I don't think that's the case. I think the case is that this
Mr. Chairman,
is
can
the
I
target.
respond to that?
Very
please?
quickly.
Briefly?
No good deed goes unpunished around here.
I'll
Go
be
And the
ahead.
document
Yeah.
says so.
I'll be brief.
Stopping the methane emissions fee, right
Okay,
there.
I'll be brief, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, go ahead.
Look, Senator, you're putting words in our mouth and thoughts in our head.
This is the chairman's press
I
release.
understand that's the chairman. That's not me. That's not the other members of this committee. I mean, Sheldon, I love you like a taco, man, but you know, you're assuming there's some communist plot to get rid of all of the mitigation of methane. And I think you're way overstating your position.
I'm saying that the methane fee is specifically targeted by the chairman in the committee's
That's
description
Lindsay.
of what
That's
this is
not
intended
me.
to do.
That's
Yeah,
Lindsay.
well,
That's
I
not
tell you
me.
what, we'll all get to vote here in a minute.
Thanks for watching the Capitol Brief, where politics meets clarity. If you found this video insightful, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe for more sharp takes and key moments from Capitol Hill. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear what you think. Until next time, stay informed and stay engaged.